So I'm just gonna have to deal with the lighting being awful because it's been raining for about 4 days straight. And what is the natural sun? So, frustratingly, I'm having to refilm this. My previous intro for this vlog got corrupted, so here we are again. This is the intro and the beginning of my Spooky Creatures vlog part 2. So in this vlog, I will be reading 3 more books covering the spooky creatures on the HRCYED challenge of spooky creatures. In the first one, I covered ghosts, Dracula. Dracula is not a creature. Well, he is, but vampires. And so ghosts, vampires, and oh my god, brain, what did I read? Ghosts, vampires, I'll put it up here because my brain is just not functioning. And I will also link that blog down below if you would like to watch that one before you jump into this one. But in this one, I'm going to be doing shapeshifters, merfolk, and magic users. So I'm in the middle of 2 of those. So I started the sirens for merfolk. I'll put it up here because I'm reading it on ebook. I'm making my way through this slowly. It is taking a long time to get to the merfolk, I will say. I'm like 100 pages in. And again, we keep having references to mermaids and merfolk and all that kind of stuff, but have I actually seen one yet? No. So it just feels like it's dragging a little bit. And like I haven't been reading a lot physically lately, just because most of the time between running after 2 kids and then cleaning up after them, audiobooks tend to be the best way for me, and I couldn't get that one on audio. So it's just taking me longer that way too, but I'm enjoying it and I'm enjoying the atmosphere it's providing. It's just taking a long time to get to where it's going. So hopefully that picks up here once I kind of breach that 100-page mark, and hopefully once things start moving, they really start to move. And then the next one I'm reading is Wolf Song by TJ Klune. This I'm listening to on audio and making my way through a lot faster. I'm already about 100 pages in. And this one is about a boy who ends up kind of falling into with this new family that moved in next door to him. And he basically becomes family to them, and turns out they have a secret that would involve something like this, because it's a shapeshifter. So if we're not putting those together, then I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm enjoying it so far. It definitely, like, I've read from TJ Klune before. I've read the my brain is just yes. Can I help you? Can I help you? That, you're being a little rude. You're being a little rude. He's just being rude because he wants loving. But I read for him before. I read the Cerulean Sea one, and I did really like that one. And I can kind of tell that this is an older version of his writing, because while it's still good, it's not translating to audiobook very well. Because it's a lot of, like, whenever he's using the language to explain, like, who is talking, it's a lot of, like, he said, this person said. So it can sound a little stunted on audiobook. And I get that that's not the original, that's not what like, making it sound good on audiobook isn't what is intended while writing a book. Like, I understand that. But for some reason, it's just not translating to audio very smoothly. Still enjoying it, but every once in a while in conversation and in dialogue, it can get a little choppy feeling. I'm enjoying it nonetheless. So once I get a little farther in either of these, I will touch back in. I might be able to listen to some stuff today. I'm really close to finishing a crochet project I've been working on for forever. And I'm so close to finishing it. I just want to, like, binge it out and get it done. So I'm probably going to listen to audio more than I'm going to read physically. So I'll probably get a lot farther in Wolf Song. So I'll probably touch base with that one again after I read tonight. So maybe tomorrow before I go to work. Once that project's done, then hopefully I'll be able to get back into the habit of reading physically before bed and make my way through the sirens some more. But that's where I'm at for now. Hopefully this doesn't get corrupted, because having to do a take 3 would suck. So fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm touching back in to let you know I'm DNFing Wolfsong. Again, I don't read a lot of paranormal, like romance or like shifter books. If I do come across them in books, it's just because they're kind of like side characters in fantasy books and things like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is it normal in werewolf stories for them to have one person who is older, who is destined to be a partner, like sexually be a partner with someone who is much younger than they are, and they have to like wait for them to become of age in order to do anything, because, you know, the law. Is that common? Because it happens in this book. And I've only read 2 shifter books, and in both of those shifter books, it happens. So Twilight, because who hasn't read that? And Wolfsong. And like, am I weird? Like, does that not give anyone else the ick? Like, even if they wait until they are of age, till they are 18 years old, and in this case, he's 17, so he's not even of age. And like, oh, it just gives me the ick, like to basically be around this much younger person and treat them like a brother and a sibling, knowing or eventually realizing that you want to do very not sibling things to them. Just gives me the ick. So, like, while I might have been interested in the whole, like, maybe probably whatever, like, the other storyline was, like, about the pack, and, like, at this point, I'm over 100 pages in, I still can't tell you, other than the romance, like, what the point of the plot is. Like, if someone's gonna come in and try and claim their territory, or, like, I have no idea. It's just purely based on the 2 boys' relationships as the youngest one gets older and becomes of age, for them to finally be able to bang. Like, it gives me so much ick. And okay, I don't know, maybe I'm the weird one, but I don't like it. So I DNF'd it. Like, you know, I could see myself liking the other plot line about, like, oh, the wolf family in general. But if this is going to be a continuing theme in, like, wolf folklore, or like is this the normal, I don't know what the right word is. I don't think it's folklore, or like, I guess legends. I don't know. Is this like a normal thing in shifter, like werewolf shifter books? Because if it is, then I know it's not for me, because I think it's pretty gross. So yeah, DNF'd that one. So I need to find another book. But again, I'm struggling to like choose one, because if this is a common thread, I don't want to keep running into it and then just keep DNFing books. So, like, I know that there are werewolves in shifters in the Dresden series, and I'm up to White Knight in that series, but I have no idea if we're going to come across the shifter characters in that particular book, and I don't have the time to, like, read as many Dresden books as I can get until I finally interact with that character again. So I might push shifters to the part 3 vlog, because I don't know what I'm going to read. And I mean, I guess it can be any other type of animal shifter, because I know those are out there too, but I'm having a hard time finding one that I think I'm actually going to enjoy. So I'm struggling with this prompt. If we could steer away from romance, then I think I'll find myself in a safer place. But as of right now, I have no idea what I'm going to read for that. So for the rest of this vlog, I'm just going to focus on finishing the Sirens for the mermaid prompt, and then whatever book I decided to pick for the magic user prompt. I can't remember what it was, but I'll update with that once I actually get to reading that one. Well, actually, let me go find out what it is right now, because now that I don't have an audiobook to listen to, maybe I will listen to that. So let me figure out what I picked, because I don't remember. So I picked We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. This I heard of years ago now, from Kayla from Books and Lala, because she loved this. And it is about the descendants of some of the women who were a part of the Salem witch trials, who apparently were actually witches, and these are now their descendants who are practicing witchcraft, but also play field hockey. I'm assuming that's true, since there's a bunch of field hockey sticks on the cover. And apparently it's really fun and funny and just a really good time. And I feel like that's what I need coming off of a DNF. So a DNF and the Sirens, which I'm enjoying, but is just dragging really slow, and I just can't seem to like really get into it. So I feel like something with a little more grip might be what I need. So I'm going to see if I can get this on the audiobook, and I'll touch back in once I've gotten anywhere into this. But fingers crossed it goes better than Wolf Song. I have high hopes. Okay, so this vlog has derailed a little bit. Well, not the vlog, but the TBR is derailed, because I DNF'd Wolf Song, which you would have seen in the previous clip, and I haven't, well, I did find a replacement. I can't remember what it's called now, but I will put a picture it up here. One of the patrons in JD Ray Reads patron Discord, when I put a little SOS in that Discord asking for a shifter book that didn't have the weird underage romance trope that seems to happen with all werewolves, they quickly gave me this recommendation and said, definitely 100% everyone's an adult. Great, perfect. So I'm gonna pick that one up and read that. I just can't remember the name of it, so again, it'll be around here somewhere. And then, of course, when I put on hold for audiobooks on my Libby, they all come in at once. Hey, can we stop growling? Stop. Charlie, cool it. So I got White Knighted by Jim Butcher, and I love the Dresden audiobooks. So I'm gonna read this one for Magic User, because he's a wizard. Perfect. I can't say too much on the series in general, because this is the 9th book in the series, and I want to say that there's like 18 of them, but love the Dresden series, and the audiobooks are so good. Okay, can we stop? So I will touch back in, and I will definitely be getting a lot of audiobook listening in once the kids go to bed at night, because I have to crochet about 100 little mini stockings for work. So I will need the audiobooks over the next couple weeks. So I will touch back in once I get a little farther in either of those. I'm still reading the Sirens. Again, I can't decide if it's my interest just waiting in it, or if it's because I'm reading it physically and not through audio that I'm struggling. But it just seems to be taking me forever. But I will touch back in hopefully when I get a little farther in that. I don't want to DNF it because I cannot think of any other books to use for Sirens. But I will see you soon. So I'm out here on my front porch. Hopefully you can hear me over the roaring waves of the lake right now. It's incredibly loud. But I finished the Sirens, and it was a big ol' meh. It was just boring. For something that was gonna have like this history aspect I'm super interested in, so the whole idea of like the convict ships that were being shipped from the UK and Ireland to Australia in the 1800s, and like that whole thing was super interesting. I didn't get enough of that. And then the whole sirens thing, again, didn't get enough of it. It just, for a book that took me forever to read, it felt like nothing happened. And then when things did happen, it was like a whole 50 pages and that was it. So definitely not my favorite thing I've ever read. But on the flip side, I did also finish White Knight by Jen Butcher, and I did really like this one. Again, it's the 9th in a series. What the hell was that sound? It was a weird animal sound, and I really hope, like, bats aren't out here. I did finish that. I really enjoyed it. I really like the series. Again, this series follows Harry Dresden, who's a wizard in Chicago, who basically is trying to protect Chicago from a bunch of shit that most people don't even realize exists. And this was the 9th installment and was super fun. And for a series that is like 18 books long now, sometimes I fear with series like that they can get really like formulaic. And with this one, like there definitely are like plot points that get hit pretty regularly, but it doesn't feel that way. At least it's not at that point yet, 9 books in. I'm still really enjoying it. It still doesn't feel like terribly formulaic, and I'm still having fun. And I feel like they're just kind of getting better too, because the earlier ones being published in like, I think they're like 1999 or 2000, definitely have some kind of like dated humor when it comes to gender norms and all that kind of stuff. But over time, they've just gotten better and better. So I feel like as I get to the books that have been more published to modern day, that hopefully that might be gone, at least for the most part. So I'm excited to keep moving on with that series. But finally, on like November 2nd, I finished the second part of the Spooky Creatures vlog. I don't really know what's coming next for November. We're gonna see. I needed to kind of reset my brain. October was kind of a shit show. September was kind of a shit show. I'm just kind of hoping the rest of 2025 doesn't end up being a shit show. So I'm kind of looking forward to November as a chance to, oh good, he's taking a poop. Sorry. I'm letting the dog out for this final night rendezvous. But, so yeah, fingers crossed November I can kind of like reset myself in my reading and my booktube stuff. But thanks for sticking around if you have. I will see you in the next one. Peace.